Have you ever had that feeling? That sense that there's something more inside you, a deeper potential, just waiting to be unlocked? A version of you that feels more alive, more on purpose, more connected to everything. Well, today, we're going to explore an incredible path to unlocking exactly that. It's a journey some are calling absolutely revolutionary. And look, this isn't just some new age idea. Nexus magazine calls it revolutionary healing science. The whole idea here is about pushing past what we think is possible, expanding the very boundaries of who we can be. And the effect on people is, well, it's profound. Eileen Day McCusick, the author of Tuning the Human Biofield, puts it so simply. This amazing process completely changed my life. That points to a real, deep, personal transformation. But it might not stop at the individual level. Newton magazine sees an even bigger picture, calling this a fascinating and an astounding, perhaps even world-changing theory. I mean, just imagine, if we can change ourselves, maybe we can help change the world. So what on earth are we talking about here? Well, it all starts with this one simple but absolutely massive idea, that there's this huge, unexplored territory right inside our own bodies, inside our own biology. A hidden potential that we're only just starting to map out. Let me ask you a question that kind of flips a big scientific assumption on its head. For years, scientists called a huge part of our genetic code junk DNA. But what if it's not junk? What if it's just dormant potential, waiting for us to find the right key? We're talking about 90%. 90! It kind of reminds you of that old myth about only using 10% of our brains, right? While that's not exactly true, the idea is the same. It points to this massive, untapped power source we're all carrying around. And that brings us to the method that's designed to tap into that very potential. It's called the Regenetics method. And let's get the pronunciation right, because it's important. Regenetics. It's a system that looks at our DNA not as some fixed computer code, but as a living, dynamic blueprint for our own evolution. So what does that actually mean? Well, at its heart, regenetics is all about a bio-spiritual transformation. This isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you achieve through your own conscious personal mastery. And the goal? To awaken the incredible potential that's already there inside you. This quote from Brendan Murphy just nails it perfectly. Personal evolution accelerated. See, it's not about changing who you are. It's about speeding up the process of becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's your evolution, totally on your terms. Okay, so let's dive into one of the key steps on this journey. It's a phase called elucidation. This part of the process is all about deep emotional and spiritual growth. It builds on the foundations that are laid in earlier stages. So elucidation really hones in on what's called the emotional, subtle body. You can think of that as the energetic layer where all our feelings, our beliefs, and our deep-seated patterns are stored. And as you can see, it's a dedicated journey. It takes place over 42 weeks, which is about 9 months. It's a real deep dive. So what's the point? Well, elucidation works right at the level of our belief systems. It helps us see those old, limiting stories we tell ourselves, and then consciously replace them with new, expansive, life-affirming ones. And the ultimate goal? To move toward this state of what's called unity consciousness and unconditional love. But how does this actually work, on a biological level? This is where it gets really, really fascinating. The process actually involves activating a very special part of our brain, which has this beautiful name, our angel lobes. It's like a beautiful 3-step sequence happening right inside your head. First, the process helps harmonize the neocortex. Then, that harmony creates something called cortical resonance. And that resonance is the key that unlocks and activates the prefrontal cortex, our angel lobes. And that name, angel lobes, it wasn't just made up. It was actually coined by a neuroscientist, Paul MacLean. He saw the prefrontal cortex as the physical seat of our highest human virtues. It's where our capacity for love, for compassion, empathy, and true understanding comes from. So activating this area is literally about embodying those qualities more and more every day. So that's the science. But what does it actually feel like to go through this? Well, it's about embodying a totally new way of being. It's about living in what's called unity consciousness. What happens is elucidation helps create what's described as a unified consciousness field. I want you to picture it like this: a harmonious field of high frequency energy that's literally surrounding your body, constantly supporting you, balancing you, and holding you in this new, more integrated state of being. And the results people talk about experiencing are just, well, they're beautiful. Things like a huge increase in self love and just feeling more joy in life, releasing old traumas, finding it easier to forgive and accept, building more authentic relationships, getting so much clearer on your life's purpose, feeling truly empowered, and even having more physical stamina. So, as we start to bring all these pieces together, you can see a really clear picture emerge, right? This isn't just about some technique. It's a genuine invitation to start consciously taking part in your own evolution. And the transformation is designed to be holistic and permanent. I think Martha Snee put it perfectly. She said, "This one modality directly and permanently promotes transformation at the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. All of it, together." So I'm just going to leave you with this one final thought to reflect on. If you really could consciously accelerate your own evolution, if you had the tools to unlock your deepest potential, who would you become?